Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Players Corner. I'm Nick Spiliopoulos. Joining me today, two players from the men's team and the captain of the women's team. First off, everybody, thank you for joining me. We've got Nick Perbix, captain of the men's team, Spencer Meyer, and captain of the women's team, Kenzie Wiley. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing well, doing really well. What about yourself?
It's another day. Spring semester starting pretty quick. But let's jump right in because I've got a lot that I want to know and talk about today. So first off, I want to ask you guys, what's your favorite all-time movie? I know you guys can spend a lot of time on a bus. Good way to pass time might be a movie. Got a big reaction out of Nick. He's going to take some time to think about this one. So I guess we'll go down to Kenzie first. Nick, you can have some time to think.
I need it.
Well, I'm definitely a huge Harry Potter fan, but I think my favorite all-time movie is Aquamarine. I don't know if you know what it is, but it's about a mermaid, and it's kind of like a younger kids movie, but I've loved it my whole entire life, so it's definitely a classic for me.
All right, Spencer?
That's such a broad question.
I know, that's why I'm having such a hard time deciding because, like, what mood am I in? Like, am I looking to laugh or am I looking to, like, kind of watch something serious or, like...
Even, like, a love story in there, too. I think, for sure, like, favorite kids movie is The Lion King, for sure. And I really like Just Go With It for, like, a rom-com. I don't know. Perps.
Yeah, no, like kind of like I was saying before, it's tough to decide. Like I'm a big Marvel guy. I like the Marvel universe, and then I like Harry Potter too, actually. And then I mean, like comedies like Dumb and Dumber, Step Brothers, or stuff like that too. So like, I mean, there's a lot. I'm a big movie guy, so I love movies.
Something you spend a lot of time passing time, like maybe on a bus or something, Nick?
Yeah, actually, just on the way back from Western 2 days ago, I watched Endgame in the Marvel series, whatever it was. So yeah, I guess I can say yeah.
That'll take up a good chunk of your drive home. That's for sure.
I figured, why not? I'm not going to sleep. I wasn't tired at all, so yeah, I figured.
I actually have to go with Baby Driver. If you haven't seen Baby Driver, it's got Ansel Elgort. It's got romance. It's got a little bit of comedy, a lot of action. I think that's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. But moving forward, I want to know, I've got 3 hockey players with me right now. What's your favorite sport to play other than hockey? I think I might know the answer for Nick, but Spencer, what's your favorite sports play outside of hockey?
Well, I played baseball in high school, and I loved baseball. But now I'm getting into the golf kick. I really love to play golf in the summer.
Nick, is that the same as golf? I've heard you're a pretty good golfer.
I know I've been golfing since I was like 2 or 3 years old, so I love golf. I could talk about golf all day. I mean, in the summer, that's pretty much all I do. So yeah.
Kenzie, what about you?
Other than hockey, I'd say mine is probably tennis. I started playing my junior year of high school, and I really loved it. And my family played a lot of tennis during quarantine and through the summer, so it's definitely something I like to do.
And this topic has been brought up on the Players Corner a lot. Spencer and Nick both wrapped into it. Kenzie, have you ever played pickleball?
I have. I played pickleball. Well, I did a little bit in gym class in high school, but I played with my friends a little bit at the beginning of this year too, because there's some pickleball courts around here. So I did a little bit of that.
St. Cloud State hockey players and know the pickleball courts all too well, and we've spent many minutes talking about pickleball in previous episodes. But just a reminder that this Players Corner is brought to you by Deerwood Bank. Deerwood Bank has been helping Minnesotans with all of their banking needs since 1910 with 13 locations throughout Minnesota, including 2 in the St. Cloud area. Deerwood Bank is proud to partner with Husky Athletics and the Players Corner. Deerwood Bank, member FDIC. Guys, as we move forward, we're going to transition a little bit away from personal stuff and get to know your teammates a little bit better. First, I want to ask, who do you think has the best celebration on your team? Or it could be a former Husky. Maybe they might have a better celly than some of your current teammates. But, Nick, you can go first on this one.
Like former or current?
You can pick. Which one was better, your former teammate or your current teammate?
I mean, I don't know what you define as better. I mean, like, I guess you could say iconic, I think we all know it's Robbie J. Whether it's the dance move thing he did or the slap in the wrist, it's Robbie time thing, or I loved Hench's bazooka thing this year though. That was hilarious. I laughed so hard.
Spencer?
Yeah, I mean, those two are the first two that popped into my mind. Robbie J for sure, and then Hench had the bazooka against CC. Yeah, a couple guys like to throw the monkey off the back if they haven't scored in a while, but
Or
yeah,
a game.
yeah, those two are definitely the ones that popped into my mind.
Kenzie, how about you?
Yeah, I would say Clara usually sells pretty hard for us. Or I know that Hallie from previous years, she'd always throw her leg up in the air really high whenever she scored. And one of our freshmen scored this week in her first goal, and she had a cute little hop when she scored. So that was funny.
And now this is going to be an interesting one because I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. If one of your teammates was going to be on the show Jeopardy, who's going to have the most success? Like, who's the smartest person on your team? Maybe not in a classroom setting, but in just like random trivia. Like you guys are in a different city and they're just pulling facts out of their brain. Who's the smartest player on your team? Kenzie, you can go first.
I would probably vote Emma Paluzzi to be on Jeopardy. I feel like she just knows a lot of random facts, and I think she would just really excel on that show.
Spencer?
I'm gonna have to go with Tyler Anderson. He's a med student. I think he just knows everything.
Nick, I saw a little nod in the head. Do you agree?
I'll second that. I mean, in Western, we were watching him on like a Zoom thing when he was in class, and he tried explaining this homework, the chemistry, but I don't even know what class it was. It made zero sense to me, and he like was rattling it off and trying to explain it, and it made no sense. But I would go with Andy too.
All right, and then sometimes life's a little bit bigger than hockey, and you need a little bit of comedy to take away from the seriousness of everything. Who's the funniest player on your team this year? Nick, who do you think gets the comedy hat this year?
I mean, Fitzy's always a guy that tries to keep it pretty lighthearted in the locker room, just kind of joking around when it's necessary. So I'd go with him.
Spencer, kind of the same.
Yeah, Fitzy's funny. I don't know. We got a good group of comedians on the team. Oaks is funny too. Hench is funny sometimes too. Yeah, I don't know. It just depends on the day.
Kenzie?
Yeah, I'd say we definitely have a few comedians too. I think McKenna Weslow likes to joke around a lot. Carly, big jokester. Allie Cornelius always makes us laugh. So we got a few of them that usually are pretty good at the jokes.
And in what way do you rival most with one of your teammates? Whether would it be, you guys went to different high schools and played each other a lot in state tournaments, or I'll just use Nick for example. You're a big Vikings fan, and some of your teammates we've talked about in previous episodes are Packer fans, and obviously they're going to the NFC Championship this year. So where do you guys rival with your teammates and like kind of create a friendly competition and stuff that's like out of your control? Spencer?
I'm going to go with Micah Miller here. Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Oh, boy.
And Mike thinks that LeBron James is the GOAT, but it's not even close. Michael Jordan takes the cake by a long shot, so we always go back and forth there.
Kenzie, what about you?
I really don't have a good answer for this question. I would say probably that I'm a Vikings fan too, and we definitely have some hardcore Packers fans, so that's probably about it, but nothing else is really popping in my head right away.
Who are some of those Packer fans?
Hannah Bates is a big one. She definitely is. Yeah, there's a few, but yeah.
Nick?
Dyer likes the Packers, so.
I mean, at our house we debate a lot about sports, and we have some Kirk Cousins fans, and then we have a few that aren't quite Kirk Cousins fans, and so we do that a lot. I mean, Mike is one of them that backs up. Bushy has been known to back Kirk up. Me and Spenny are kind of the anti-Kirk team, and so that's another debate that we have a lot at our house.
So I guess I'll ask you guys, is Kirk a good quarterback? That's question number one. No. Okay, Nick, you got to keep contract aside. We can all agree he's not worth $84 million, but if his contract looked different, would you be happy with him in a Vikings uniform?
I mean, I don't know. Yesterday we rattled off at least 15 quarterbacks that were better than him, and that were unanimously better than him, even the ones that like him. And so if he's not top 50%, I don't see us winning anything.
He's brutal. He is brutal. He is a good backup QB, and he's a terrible starter.
I mean, he's got arguably like one of the best 1-2 wide receiver combos, and then I think the best running back in the league. So any quarterback's going to look decent with that because they have so many threats around him.
And people always talk about his numbers. Yeah, well, where is he right now? He's sitting on his couch. Okay, he's got no Super Bowl rings. That's a number. That's a stat. He's got 0. Okay, and all this garbage time number. No, he's not it for the Vikes.
All right. I mean, that's fair enough. You bring up a good point, as we're in the middle of the NFL playoffs and Vikings fans don't really know what they're supposed to do with themselves right now. But, Spencer, I will agree with you that in your rivalry with Micah Miller, Michael Jordan's the best player of all time. All you have to do, it's simple as that. You have to watch The Last Dance on Netflix. If you don't have it, borrow someone else's account, watch the 10-episode documentary, and you'll know that he's the best player of all time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't compete. And I've got a roommate that is a LeBron guy more than Michael, but he keeps himself very quiet because he knows that people will just chirp him the whole time if anybody thinks that LeBron's better.
Jordan's the GOAT.
Well, that'll wrap it up here for this edition of the Players Corner. For Nick Perbix, Spencer Meyer, Kenzie Wiley, thank you guys for joining me today. And I'm Nick Spiliopoulos signing off, and we'll see you guys next time.